Electric flux and Gauss's law. Sometimes it is also called Gauss theorem. So before studying these concepts, first we will study some basic concepts, some necessary basic concept. The first concept is the vector area. So any surface may be supposed to form a large number of small surface elements. So there are a number of elements, and each surface element is a vector quantity. So here is a surface element. This is a surface element whose area is ds, and a perpendicular, that is outward drawn normal, is drawn here. So n is a unit vector in the direction of outward drawn normal. So n is a unit vector in the direction of outward drawn normal. So ds vector will be equal to the magnitude multiplied by unit vector. So what is the direction of this unit vector? It is outward drawn normal. So this is a case of element. When a surface is divided into number of elements, if we have if the entire surface is a plane surface, if the entire surface is a plane surface, here is a case, here is entire surface is a plane surface whose area is S. The area of this plane surface is S, and outward drawn normal is this vector, unit vector n. So we can say a unit vector is drawn perpendicular to this surface. So the area vector S equal to magnitude into multiplied by unit vector. So this S, that is area vector, will be equal to magnitude multiplied by unit vector in the direction of outward drawn normal. The second concept is plane angle. Plane angle, as we already studied in my previous classes, plane angle, it is the angle subtended by the arc of a circle at the center of circle is called plane angle. So what is plane angle? Plane angle is the angle subtended by an arc of a circle at the center of circle is called plane angle. So theta is equal to L, that is length of the arc, and R is the radius of the circle. And unit of angle, as all we know, it is radian. So radian is the unit of this angle. Now the basic concept, the next basic concept is solid angle. So solid angle, the angle subtended by the element of surface of a sphere at the center is called the solid angle. So here it is a surface delta S of a sphere, and this is the element of the surface whose area is delta S, and this R is the radius of that spherical surface. So at the center O, the angle is equal to delta S by R square, and this solid angle is represented by a symbol called omega. So omega is delta S by R, and its unit is steradian. Unit is steradian. In case the surface area is not spherical, or point is not the center of the sphere, then the general formula for the solid angle is given by omega is equal to normal surface area upon perpendicular distance of the surface from the point square. So here is the case, this delta S that is not perpendicular, that is not perpendicular to the surface, and r is the distance from the point O, delta s, and here delta s is a area vector of this surface. Here is another surface is shown that is perpendicular to this surface, or we can say it is the normal component of the surface delta s. So delta s is the surface area, delta s is the surface area which is at a distance r from point O. Now delta Sn equal to normal component of surface area. Delta Sn is this. So what is delta Sn? Delta Sn is delta S cos theta. That is delta S cos theta. So the solid angle equal to delta Sn according to the general formula, normal surface area, that is delta Sn upon r square. So what is delta Sn? Delta Sn is delta S cos theta upon r square. Now multiplying in numerator and denominator by r. So this becomes omega equal to delta S cos theta into r upon r cube, r square into r cube. So above quantity is like that AB cos theta. So it is the dot product. So omega equal to delta S dot r upon r cube. So this is the formula in vector form of solid angle. Omega is equal to delta S dot r into r cube. Here delta S the surface area of the element and r is the position vector of this surface area from the point O. Now the important thing, the total solid angle. Now the total solid angle subtended by a closed surface at any integral point, at any internal point, so at any internal point is same as that of a complete surface at the center of sphere. स्फीयर के सेंटर पे स्फीयर के द्वारा जो सॉलिड एंगल बनेगा, दैट सॉलिड एंगल विल बी इक्वल टू 4 पाई. That solid angle is equal to 4 pi, because the delta S in this case due to whole sphere 4 pi r square is the area and r square is the distance. So the solid angle subtended by a closed surface, solid angle subtended by a closed surface at its internal point is always 4 pi. So this is the very important concept, that is the angle solid angle subtended by a closed surface at its any internal point is always 4 pi. Now we come to the concept electric flux. So electric flux it is a Latin word, means flow. So electric flux through a surface is defined as, this electric flux through a surface is defined as the total number of electric field line passing through that surface normally. अगर वो surface normal रखा हुआ है तो उस surface से कितनी number of lines pass हो रही हैं, that will give electric flux. So here a surface is the surface whose area is delta S and the area vector is delta S vector. E is the electric field strength. Here is a uniform electric field. So delta phi E will be equal to, in magnitude form, it is E into delta S. So that will be the electric flux and it is represented by a symbol phi E. E is a subscript. because later on we will study about magnetic flux. So to avoid confusion, here I am using phi E. So delta phi E is equal to E delta S. Now the second case, if delta S is not perpendicular to the electric field. In this case, this delta S is perpendicular to the electric field. If it is not so, is the diagram. Here is delta S, this is delta S, which is not perpendicular to the electric field. And at this point, delta S vector is shown, area vector is shown. It is in the direction of outward drawn normal. And this is making angle theta with the area vector of this delta Sn, or also we can say E vector. So in this case, we will take delta Sn, that is the normal component of surface, that will equal to delta S cos theta. So delta Sn equal to delta S cos theta. So in this case, the electric flux delta phi E will be equal to E delta S cos theta. So where theta is the angle between the area vector of the element and the electric field. So it becomes E vector dot delta S vector. It is delta phi E. So if the surface has so many elements like delta S, so the total flux through the whole surface, flux through the whole surface of which this delta S is an element. So phi E will be is equal to sigma. We will add all the electric flux due to all element. So sigma E dot delta S. If the surface is continuous, the next thing is, if the surface is continuous and electric field is different at different surface element. In this case, here is a diagram, a surface having number of elements. So here I am considering one element P at which charge Q is situated. At which charge Q is situated. So electric field will be different at different elements. So here E, electric field, is radially outward, and ds is the area vector of this element, and the angle between E vector and ds vector is theta. So because this is a small element, so the small electric flux d phi E becomes E dot ds. So the total flux by the whole surface, we will integrate it over the entire surface E dot ds. So this is the mathematical relation of electric flux. Now we come to the point, unit of electric flux. So electric flux, which type of quantity is this? It is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity because it is the dot product of electric field and area vector. Now the unit of electric flux, phi E. This is phi E is equal to E. Suppose if I am writing delta phi, it is E into delta S. So it is the electric field strength and the normal area vector or the normal area. So the unit of this depend upon the unit of E and this. The unit of E is Newton. E is F upon Q, so it is Newton per coulomb, and it is meter square. So it becomes Newton meter square per coulomb. This is the unit of delta phi E or phi E. Unit of electric flux is Newton meter square per coulomb. Also we can find the unit in another form. E E can be also written as b by d, yeah, dB by dr. E is equal to dB by dr. So it is also volt per meter, as E is equal to minus dB by dr. So it is volt per meter into area is meter square. So it is volt meter. The second unit of this unit of electric flux, it is also volt meter. So there are two units. One is Newton meter square per coulomb and another is volt meter. Now the very important topic of the electrostatic is Gauss's law or Gauss's theorem. So this theorem states that this is Gauss's law or Gauss's theorem. So this theorem states that the net outward normal electric flux through any closed surface of any shape is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge contained within that surface. So the mathematically phi e, that is electric flux through the closed surface S, is given by phi e is equal to integration over the entire surface E vector dot ds vector is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times sigma q. So now here is a proof. We have a shape, arbitrary shape. A charge is enclosed by an arbitrary shape. So O is a point where charge Q is there. We have an arbitrary shape closed, which is enclosing this charge. So due to this charge, there is electric field E that is radially outward, and the point P is at a position vector r. Here I am seeing the element enclosing the point P is ds, which is represented by ds vector, and the angle between E and ds is theta. So as we have seen above, the electric flux through a small element. So first of all we will find d phi E, that is electric flux through a small element. It is E dot ds, E vector dot ds vector. So what is E? E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. The formula for electric field due to a point charge, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square, because it is a vector, and here I am writing magnitude, so it is multiplied by unit vector r in the direction of r. So this is the formula for electric field. Now this unit vector can be represented, unit vector can be written as r vector divided by magnitude. अगर किसी भी वेक्टर को यूनिट वेक्टर फाइंड करना है, then we divide the vector by its magnitude. So this relation becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square r vector upon r. So this relation becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q r vector upon r cube. So this is E vector. Now this d phi E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r cube into r vector dot ds vector, r vector dot ds vector. And this, as we have seen earlier, what is solid angle? Initially the solid angle, here is a solid angle omega delta s vector dot r vector upon r cube. So we will put the value of this. So this is a solid angle. So d phi E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q into d omega. It is a small solid angle d omega. Now the total flux, electric flux through whole of the closed surface, total electric flux, phi e will be integration over the entire surface as E dot ds, and E dot ds, that is phi e, we have already taken here. E dot ds, d phi e is equal to E dot ds, that is d phi e, and d phi e, that is E dot ds. So we will put here integration over the entire surface 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q d omega. So this is taken out, integration sign, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into integration of d omega. So the integration d omega, the solid angle due to entire closed surface at any internal point O. So this integration d omega will be the solid angle due to entire closed surface S. At an internal point O is equal to 4 pi. So it becomes electric flux phi E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 4 pi. So this 4 pi is cancelled out. So phi E is equal to q upon epsilon naught times q. So this is the proof of Gauss theorem. If there are number of charges, several charges inside the closed surface, then we will take the algebraic sum. If there are number of charges inside the surface, then we will take algebraic sum of all the charges. If there are number of charges inside the closed surface, then q will be equal to sigma q. That is the algebraic sum of all the charges. So here in this formula it is clear that no any other quantity is appearing in this formula. Only charge q enclosed by the surface is coming, and the permittivity of the free space. So whatever be the size of the surface, the electric flux will be same if the charge enclosed by the surface is same. So that's all for today's topic. अगर आपको ये टॉपिक अच्छे लगे हों तो इनको लाइक करें, शेयर करें और सब्सक्राइब करें. थैंक यू.